Yo, I am Guido. This is coffee. That is World of Tanks, so it must be coffee talk. It's coffee talk. I'm a little under the weather today, guys. But I took my Dayquil and I have a cup of coffee. I don't know if there's a drug interaction between those. I hope not. And we're gonna pile through this. It's gonna be a little shorter probably than normal. So yeah, what's going on? Oh, I hate it when I use yeah right off the bat. Right off the bat. So yeah, that's one of the most annoying affectations of speech right now to me, and I just used it. So yeah. Anyway, um, uh, we are we're gonna get through this, folks. Okay, I'm feeling a little bit verklempt right now, so not at the top of my game, but I think when the coffee kicks in, we'll be all right. We should be all right. What is going on in World of Tanks? Well, we're kind of running down to the end of the holiday ops, aren't we? It's still a lot. There's the holiday garage behind you. You can buy boxes, but I think everyone's probably shot their out there. So for me, what's going on? Well, streaming. I got a lot of streaming done over the holidays. Back to work full time next week, so obviously the multiple streams a week are probably not going to be going on, at least not as many as I have done. I'm actually maybe going to stream later today, so come on by. The sick guy stream. I'll just sit here with my nose running and and sneezing and coughing. We'll see. I am playing my tier 10 scouts a lot. I've learned a ton actually playing tier 10 scouts. I've mentioned, I think, multiple times in the past that I don't play a whole lot of tier 10, but it's that is increasing quite a bit. And I decided to do the scouts based on the whole discussion about the mana core and things that I've talked about in the past weeks or so, to include why do we play the game? What is your point for enjoying the game? We'll get to that a little while later in subjects du jour. Because nobody, I think, is going to say, well, tier 10 scouts are the carry mobiles, but I've really enjoyed them. And you can see that I've got the RHM Panzer right there. I have 80 games in that. I'm just about to get to the second mark, and I'm at a 59%, 58% win rate in it. I supposedly the worst tier 10 light tank. I'm doing the best of all my tier 10 light tanks in this thing. So I think it's apropos. It's what you enjoy, really, at the end of the day. But I'm learning a lot as well, because the scouts are the hardest tanks to be effective in. And I think if you want to improve your gameplay, scouts are a great place to do it. And I just happen to be doing it at tier 10 right now. So I'm learning, which is cool. That's what this is all about and what I'm trying to do here on the channel. So I might as well get a little bit of that myself, right? For Guido's Flying Circus, the future is now. Mad Dog the First is the commander now. So I've turned that over to him. Pilgrim is working on doing some skirmishes as well as a couple others. Geodan has already improved the Discord by 1,000%. So that's awesome. For everybody else who's watching this, there's no requirements for Guido's Flying Circus other than to not be a D-bag. That will be immediately apparent when you're no longer in the clan. I have not had that problem yet. Everyone's been awesome. So, everything is awesome. Is that how the song goes? The Lego song? I'm pretty sure. The only thing I will throw out, and this is becoming less and less of a possibility, but I might drop tags to join a clan to do clan wars, because I'm thinking about doing some content on that. Plus, I would like to get one of the reward tanks just to see how that whole thing works out. But the time requirement is probably going to keep me from doing it. So that's a slight possibility, going even slighter as it gets closer, and I realize how many green stamps am I going to use with the house general on that one? I don't know. It's a lot to tell your spouse in the middle of two teenagers in school and soccer and everything else that, hey, from 6 to midnight for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be sitting at the computer playing a computer game. I kind of do a lot of that anyway, so that may be a no-go, and I completely understand that one for sure, but we'll take a look at it. All right, where are we? Let's go to missions and specials. Well, Holiday Ops is winding down. I hope you guys are all getting what you want out of Holiday Ops, getting close to your camos or whatever it is you're trying to do. I have enjoyed the plus 50% that I've had. You'll pop a personal reserve for credits and you do the plus 50%, or that you don't have to do anything, it's already there. Whatever your percentage is right now, based on how many ornaments you've collected. It's a great deal. What I probably should have been doing is playing pure premiums for the last 2 weeks or so. But it has helped me with the tier 10s not have to worry too much about losing credits if I spam a little bit of gold or have a bad game in it. So that's been fantastic. I've enjoyed that quite a bit. Let's see what's going on here. Clan Wars, I just mentioned it a second ago. That is coming up, and it is from the 16th of January to the 27th. So I said 2 weeks, but it's really only 10 days or so of Clan Wars. It's the dawn of industry. The one thing you might want to think about here that's kind of interesting, a little bit different from before, is that you can actually craft the tank. So there's no real details. It does talk a little bit about it, but I'm not sure how the point system works and all that stuff, but that's not the tank itself. Where is the thing? There we go. The KV-4 Kreslovsky, the IS-5, which was a Clan Wars reward, I think, a while back. The Chieftain T95, the Tier 8 one, not the Tier 10 T95. Is it just the other way around? T95 Chief? Whatever it is. It's the Tier 8 version. And the T23E3, which is, I don't know if that was reward, or is that the one that you got for bringing in a new player? I don't remember. There's different versions of that sort of tank out there, but there you go. And then, of course, the rewards are all the standard ones. I remember you can get the M60 and the 121 Bravo with bonds in the shop, so I don't know why you would pick those unless you already had all the others. But I think most people would go after, there it is, it's a T95 FV4201 Chieftain. There you go. I think the two they're going to pick is an object or T95. Obviously, people who have those or probably get the 7201. This one seems last on the list. You don't see a whole lot of them out there, but there are some. So some pretty darn good rewards. Plus there's bonds and credits and other stuff that they're going to... I think there's even some gold possibilities in there as well. Obviously, if the clan gets gold, then they'll distribute that out to the members and all that good stuff. Unfortunately for Guido's Flying Circus, we're not quite at the level of being able to put together a Clan Wars. Although, I don't know. Maybe I'll talk about it. If we can somehow put enough just to get some rewards out of it, you know, there you go. Who knows? But that's a pretty big commitment. You know, you got to have good Tier 10 tanks. You can, of course, go play with whatever you've got if you want to. But if you're serious about it and want to try to make some headway into the point system, but maybe Mad Dog will be interested in that. We'll see. It's probably a bridge too far at this point. But maybe we'll get to that point next time. Alright, so that's what's going on with Clan Wars. What else we got going on? It's a 1.5 XP and consumables discount. So it's not equipment, it's just consumables. But go ahead and start working on grabbing your consumables. And I recommend that you get repair kits. You probably have a whole bunch of free med kits. The med kits seem to be used much less. The repair kits are used a lot more. So you can get a bunch of repair kits for half price, which is very nice, very nice. The other thing you can do with these is if you buy them at half price and all of a sudden you get crunched for money, you can sell them back for no loss. Just make sure you don't try to sell them back during a discount, at which point you will lose again. The Battle of the Bulge. All right, let's look at tank rewards. Those are the discounts I wanted to talk about. Yeah, let's take a look at the tank rewards thing. And we'll go over to here. All right. Battle of the Bulge. The Bulge. Battle of the Bulge. Started a couple days ago. I want to say, yeah, on the 3rd. It's the 5th right now. It goes to the 26th. You have 23 days, basically, to do this. What you need is 3,000 points to get yourself a Panther M10. There are 9, 10, 11 missions, I believe, total. And it starts with Ardennes Offensive. Now, it's worth 100. Here's what I don't know, guys. Maybe someone can tell us down in the comments below. I have 2 missions worth 100. I think one of these is because of the veteran ID me thing. I think. But I'm not 100% sure. Because what I did is I played 1 Tier 10 battle for science, for you guys. I do this for you guys, all right? I played one. The only reason I play World Tanks is to do this, okay? Otherwise, I wouldn't do it. I got 1 battle, and I won, and I got 220 points. And if you look at the fact that you only need 3,000 points, that's not very long before you're going to get that. I can't do that math. 15 days? I don't know. I'm too tired and don't feel good. But anyway, it's doable. Now, if you don't If this is in fact one of these 100 points is because of the veteran thing, then it's definitely going to be a little tougher, because once you get your 100 base for playing a game, then you're talking about doing it from tier 2 to 10. You have to do these missions, and they're worth 10 for most of them. We'll get to them. 10, and then when you get to, this is the tier 10 one is worth 20, the tier 9 one is worth 20, the tier 8 one is worth 20. There you go. So at tier 7 it drops back down to 10. So tier 8, 9, and 10 is worth 20. And there's some math in there I don't want to do. I wanted to say, when I added it up with the extra 100 mission, which again I think is because of the vet thing, it's 320 points a day. That would only take you 10 days to finish the whole thing if you did every single one of those missions. Realize that the tier ones require a win, and that's a little bit painful, because now you're talking about 9 wins in a day, and that could definitely take a while, especially if you consider 50% win rate. That's 18 games. That's a little rough. So I think if you've got that extra mission for the 100, you're in really good shape. That's pretty easy. You just play a game and you get 200, and you're basically, that's all you've got to do. Right? That's all you got to do for 15 days, and you're pretty much done. So very easy. I don't know how I feel about that. I like it. Again, I guess I'm making a lot of whether this is for the veteran thing or not, but I can't find any documentation on whether that's true or not. I seem to recall that was last month. So maybe somebody knows down in the comments down there, especially if you don't have the veteran ID me thing. Let me know if you have both Ardennes and Preparation. Those are the two that gave me 100. And all I had to do was play a game, not win in those cases. So there is 23 days. There's 2,300 points just for playing, whether you're a vet or not. And then you've got to come up with the other 700, which should be relatively easy with the other missions, especially if you consider 8, 9, and 10 give you 20. You could get another 60 a day on those, and then you don't have to play 9 battles or whatever. Remember, though, you do need wins. So that's, I don't like the win requirement, but there it is. That's what's there. All right, so that's tank rewards. Even if you haven't started, you can get on it today, and I think you can still knock it out. The nice thing is that it is a tier. This is a good premium tank. It's a tier 7 M10. So you're talking about not a tier 5. It should be a little harder, I think, to get a tier 7 out of it. And it's nice that it's a good one. And what's super cool, check this out. They listened, finally. The last one, if you already have that, you can get yourself 7 days of premium. There is a way around that. I won't get into it. Everyone knows what it is. It just kind of drives me crazy. The first tier is a crew skin. Okay. That's okay. These, which can be found randomly in the game anyway. The second tier is personal reserves. I kind of like this one that's got 4 of each of the different kinds. Notice there are no credit boosters in there. Sidebar. Randomness. I don't know if we're going to have a scavenger hunt this month or not. No word on that yet. I'm actually starting to get low on my credit boosters. I use them so much. Blueprints, 15 national. Nah. So I think the rewards in between, the reserves are always nice. The other 2 rewards are kind of whatever. I'd rather have tank slots. In fact, I'm a little bit bummed there aren't any tank slots. I was sort of counting on that actually, because I'm coming close to owning every tank in the game, but I need some more slots. All right, there you go. Tank rewards. Do it. Discounts. Let's see. There's Dawn of Industry. We talked about the discounts. If this is sort of random, but if you want some pretty sometimes when I talk about their videos, it enters into the territory of mockery a little bit, and I try not to do that too much unless it's well deserved. English is not their first language. It's a heartfelt message. Check it out. There are a couple laughs the way they turn the phrase in there, but it was nice of them to do that. Just check it out. I won't go through the whole thing. It's not very long anyway. Not very long, and I think that covers everything. Premium, the mastery missions for January. Premium tank mastery missions. Wait a minute. What is that? Oh, okay. I just noticed that right now. So there's the standard tank mastery missions, And then you've got 2 weeks of the premium tank mastery missions you got to activate. So now there's 6 tanks that have mastery missions. You do get a reserve out of it. That's kind of nice. Free XP. Huh. Well, there you go. Learn a new thing. That's the first time I've seen that happen. And I think that is it. All right, that is it for missions and specials. Let's go to the UI. Oh, that's not true. I haven't shilled. Holy cow. That's what happens when you don't feel good. You forget to shill. I don't want to forget to shill. The boxes are still the big thing. Really, there's not much in here, guys. There's this T28E F30 package thing out there as well. Boxes are where the deal is right now. Gold. For goodness sake, don't pay money for gold unless you do it in the boxes. It's just silliness if you did so. Premium time, buy boxes, see what you get, and go from there. That's just my advice. Yeah, these tanks are kind of whatever. The Schmal turns in there. The only interesting one to me really is the Sturv 81, which is the Swedish Centurion out there. Also known as the Primo Victoria, but just doesn't have the 3D or the paint scheme or whatever you want to call it from the Primo Victoria. On stream, somebody wanted me to play this. I ended up playing the Rack 5/1, Centurion 5-1. And then I said, well, that's basically the same tank. And I got curious this morning and I looked at it. And actually, the Centurion 5-1 has some decent hull armor, like 120, 125. And this thing only has 80. Otherwise, almost every stat's exactly the same. I think the Rack has some spaced armor or extra armor plating on the front or some such thing. Everything else is basically more or less the exact same tank. I think there's a 50 hit point difference between them. I also threw up the Centurion, which is almost exactly the same tank as well. The British Tech Tree Centurion. Really interesting. They're more or less the same tank. But the Rack one, the 5/1, has more hull armor, which surprised me. I did not know that. Okay, so that's that. We got off onto a tactics talk about the Centurion line right there, and we come to here, and you know, it's just kind of boring right now. Not a whole lot going on. It's funny that you say that. You say it's boring, but we got these cool boxes, which I've given away a few actually, and some of you guys have hit pretty good on those, giving away 3 boxes. I think somebody got a E75 TS. I want to say somebody got a 703 maybe, or maybe it was a Su 130. I don't remember. Some good stuff being got from the boxes there. All right, that's enough of that stuff. Where are we going? We're going to subjects du jour and wrap this thing up. All right, not much going on subjects du jour here. A little bit self-indulgent, but this is a post that I made. It's also subjects du jour and a forum post of the day / video of the day. This is a video I did yesterday on Saturday called Why Do We Play? I actually posted it also on the forum. It got a lot of good responses on the forum, but I also got a lot of great responses from you guys on the YouTube channel. In fact, 272 views is pretty good for one of my videos right there. And lots of great actual response. So I tried to respond to everybody that put something down right there. But I enjoy videos like this because everybody can kind of, you know, spout off on their opinion and what it is that they like about the game. Play to have fun, the gamer in me. I'm a for fun player, but that doesn't mean I go full tomato mode, tomato route, and just say, well, I play for fun, so nothing matters. I like that attitude. In fact, that's basically me as well. I think most of you as well. Yeah, we all play for fun, but we also like to win. But at the same time, we don't want to take this into such a serious mode that it's affecting my daily life, things like that. Or even if it's not affecting my daily life, I don't want to spew a bunch of vitriol at everybody online just because I lost a Pixel Tank game. Pilgrim loves the game. There's no comparable game in the market, period. I kind of agree with that. It is kind of unique in the first-person shooter-ish kind of game. That's why I'm still around. I've mentioned that multiple times. Ray said I play because it's a fun game. Carde, every time I see El Guido's stream, I'm astounded how easygoing and cool he is. Well, he's missed some of my rants because that does happen. Doesn't it? Yeah, it does. Every now and again, I sort of lose it. That's when I stand up. That's when you hear the keyboard get smacked. I stand up and walk out of the room. Adam says, I'm fairly used to not winning, so I don't get as bent about it as I used to be. Having watched a ton of videos and streams, I have been able to improve. I love to be able to have an impact. Yeah, I agree with that. Florida Aviator, A friend reminded me last week that we're supposed to have fun playing the game. Yeah, actually, man, that's great. You start getting a little too bent out of shape. It's always nice to have somebody give you a little bit of advice. Hey, you know what? That's supposed to be a game. Interested in World War II. Found the game only 2 years ago. Still learning the intricacies. I love roaming around the different maps, finding some good places. Yeah, absolutely. I think that's what really hooks a lot of people. They come in for the World War II thing and the content, and then they start to realize how deep the game really is, and there's so much to learn on how to play it. It just keeps bringing people back for more and more. Captain Clink. I can think of a few moments over time I've been playing that stand out, like Long Range Blind Fire that took out SPG. Yeah, there are some of those for me as well that I still remember even now. But one of the ones, I don't know why I remember this, and it was just as, I think there was physics where you couldn't roll over initially, is that right? Something like that, where if you would hit, the tanks would kind of go up, but they'd always more or less come back down on their feet. So they weren't glued to the ground like they were at the very beginning, but they could kind of do that, but they wouldn't tip over. And it was me and a guy I played a lot. Snake Master was his name. Played a ton of games with him early on, maybe for 4 years or so. And we were both driving T-44s, and we were coming down a hill, not looking at each other, and we came in like this and rammed each other, and both tanks just sort of flew up in the air, but because the total physics of rolling over wasn't there, it made this kind of wonky dance, and then they both hit the ground. We laughed for that for a long time on that session about how that had happened, that collision. I don't know why that one little silly thing sticks with me, but it does. I always remember that when we start talking about those memories of World of Tanks. Paul says he sometimes questions how fun it is. The one thing I found was it seems to happen where there are three already aside. Yeah, I hear you. All right, we'll see you. I hear you. And just lots of good stuff. So, I don't know, check out that video if you want. I thought I just wanted to mention it, that I appreciate everybody's input on that. It was good stuff, and helps, I think, to keep everybody kind of grounded on really what's going on here, because it's just a pixel tank game. All right, where are we? All right, guys, that's all I've got. Just a down and dirty one today. I'm going to go try to relax and get rid of this this cold here. Last thing I want to leave you with is a relative of mine, great guy, runs a blog, and it's called Tales from the Land Manatee. So this is obviously not tank related, although he does play tanks. My life is a cautionary tale. So he's been a writer his entire life. This is some fantastic stuff in here. If you're interested in kind of that human interest stuff, check out the blog Tales from the Land Manatee. My life is a cautionary tale. He's got all kinds of posts in here about his life in general and things like that. Just a really good stuff. Really good writer. So give him a shot if you're interested in that kind of thing. Okay, that's pretty much all I've got, guys. I'm running scouts. I might stream hopefully a little bit later today. Wheels Flying Circus is cruising along. We're working on expanding and doing some of the things that the other clans are doing as soon as possible. The missions and specials, get on that tank rewards. It really is pretty easy, especially if that vet mission thing is what I think it is, for at least for the vet side of the house. If both those 100 points are available to everybody, then it's super easy for everybody. I just wanted to touch on the why we play thing. Other than that, there just really isn't much going on right now. I think we're kind of in a bit of a holding pattern while the holiday ops winds down and we move on to whatever the next mission is. I'm assuming at some point we're going to get Frontline started back up potentially with new rewards. We'll see how that goes. But I think Clan Wars right now is the big event that they're looking at, 10 days or so, 10, 11 days. And let me know if you guys are planning on doing Clan Wars. If there's a clan out there that needs somebody, I am interested in looking at it. Not 100% sure that I am going to do it, but we'll look at it. All right, that's all I've got, guys. Take it easy. Have a good week tanking, and we will see you.